or my editing testing later. I thought maybe you guys would be like, you know, reading my code as I'm writing it, and you'd be in the comments, and you'd be like, Benji, you've missed a comma here. Like I think that's a bad name for the function. Maybe we can name the function something else. That's not really happened. I make mistakes, and I have shipped some bugs in the past couple of weeks. So I've been thinking that I've been moving too fast. I've kind of been in that kind of proof of concept stage of trying to just get code out quick and just kind of see how fast I can move with AI. And I think I've determined I can probably move as fast as I would like with AI. But obviously, moving that fast is very, very hard without all of the other standards and best practices that you would have in a normal non-AI kind of software engineering environment. So I was already kind of playing around with the idea of I should actually because I just commit stuff to main and it's a real bad idea. So I should really kind of go through a PR process as if I'm a professional, because end of the day I am a professional. Why should I hold myself to different rules when I'm off the clock? So I'm doing the PR process, and I thought I'm still gonna be susceptible to kind of wanting to move fast and to not be thorough. But if I had something like an AI code reviewer, maybe they would help me. And lo and behold, I've done that, and here we are. Walkthrough. Can you read that? Is that good? Do I need to make that bigger? I can move that in. That doesn't need to be so big. The main function in the chatbot app... Oh, so by the way, the changes that I have made... Let's show you. So... I can even start with the problem. I started streaming for the first time, and I was like, oh, is everything running? And one of the things that needs to be running for my streams is I have a little chatbot that runs on my home server. And I was like, oh, is it running? And I went to look at the logs of it, and there was no logs, at all. So I don't really know if it's running or not. Also, as well, bit of an aside from story time that I forgot to go into. I had a catastrophic networking problem that resulted in no internet for about 4 hours during the middle of the night, which resulted in me having to entirely reset my home server and everything on it. So there was a lot of things that had happened that kind of I wasn't sure if the chatbot was running or not. It is running, and I had a look at the code, and there's no logs in there. I think I need logs in there. I really like the slog library. It was added a couple of versions ago in Golang. So I've added some slogging. I also, when I was adding it, I started thinking about the whole observability stack of all of this stuff. Should I be capturing these logs and sending them somewhere, and running a Grafana and all of this stuff? And I think it's on my to-do list, but not today. Not today. I think there's a lot of work. I've done it before, but it's a lot of work. It's a lot of work. Anyway, so all I've done, add some logs, add some error logging when errors happen. Log here. I don't know if this is readable. Is this readable on stream? It's gonna be my catchphrase. Is this readable on stream? Can't make it bigger, so it's as big as it's gonna get. Every message that's sent in chat, I'm gonna be logging that. And then something else that's happened is I've started working on my own shared library between all of the different things I'm working on. That broke some of the GitHub actions, and I forgot to do it on the test. So also this commit or this branch also has me basically doing this configuration. So when you do go get, will get source code that you've kind of pulled in as a dependency, and it will get it over HTTPS speaking to the public API of GitHub. But because I've got like a private module of kind of shared code within the Fellasoft organization, I have to configure Git to use a personal access token so that it can authenticate and get the private code. Either way, I just had to get this configuration into the test workflow because the test workflow was failing because it couldn't fetch the code that was required. Anyway, I don't know why I showed you in TIG, but because I could have shown you here. Could have gone files changed and gone, oh yeah, this is exactly it. Okay, so CodeRabbit AI is coming straight in here. Ensure Go Private covers all submodules. The Echo Go Private GitHub.com Fellasoft sets an exact module path and will not apply to any nested repos or subpackages. To prevent Go from proxying all private modules under this org, include a wildcard. Yeah, no, that's... yeah. What else has it got to say? Is that it? Is that all I had to say? So it does also print out this little rabbit. Weeks of programming can solve you hours of planning. Cool. It does this little summary as well. The main function in the chatbot application was refactored to delegate its core logic to a new start chatbot function. This is true. I don't like having like behavior in the main function. I think the main function of an application should only be concerned with like starting the application. The actual business logic of the application, I think, should 100% like not be in there. So that was me just kind of like living by that practice as well. Forgot about that. Error handling was updated throughout the code. Instead of terminating the program with panics, which I was initially doing, errors are now logged using the structured logging package log-slog. Additional info level logs were introduced to record private message events and connection attempts, improving the application's observability. The control flow of the chatbot remains unchanged aside from these logging and structural improvements. CI workflow was enhanced to support authenticated access to private Go modules by configuring Git to rewrite URLs with a personal access token and setting the Go private environment variable. This variable was also passed explicitly to relevant make commands, ensuring private repository dependencies are handled correctly during testing and Docker build. That is an incredibly good summary of this PR. Like, that's very good. Refactored, yeah. That's a nice little sequence diagram. So the user sends a message on Twitch, that delivers the message and my chatbot receives it. My chatbot interacts with my Postgres database to get information about the user. It then updates the points if needed. It also does an add user if the user doesn't exist. I did a bit of work off stream, by the way, that kind of like, I added leaderboards. I don't know, hang on, let's take it aside to show you that. So if you're not familiar, stream.fellasoft.com, my preferred way for you to interact with me using stuff that I build and control. You have the ability to post a message on the bottom of the stream. So let's zoom in. So let's go. Loving the stream. Fellasoft is the best soft. And I get a notification. Boom. Loving the stream. Fellasoft is the best soft. How cool is that? Also as well, I don't give myself points, but if I had, I would have got 5 points, and my name would appear on the leaderboard. At the moment, our friendly moderator, Pontus Proteus, my good friend and yours, Henry, he's currently at 11 points. He's got those points by chatting in the Twitch chat and sending me messages to the stream. So if you think you can catch up with him and interact with me more, go right ahead. I wasn't even logged in, so yeah, you need to log in to earn points. Why do I have 5 points? I've got 5 points. Oh, okay. And then do I? I guess I just don't appear in the leaderboards because that would be unfair. But like, go on. Hey Benji, it's Thalasoft. And then if I refresh the page, yeah, I got 10 points. I got 5 points for that message. Nice. Is this all pointless? Yes, probably. Anyway, back to this. Ooh, we've got a poem. We've got a poem. Hopping through logs with a twitch and a cheer. Panics replaced logs, now clarity's near. Tokens and secrets safely in place. Private repos accessed with elegant grace. Chatbot's awake, no crashes inside. Observant and steady, it hops through the night. Oh, okay, it's got 2 nitpicks. There's a why didn't it raise comments for this? That's weird. There's a typo. That's not surprising. I always hang on. So let's origin add slog. Yeah, nice. Okay, and then let's get my editor up. Spelled received wrong somewhere. There. Standard. I always spell that wrong. Consider adding validation for environment variables. Oh, that is what? Oh no, it's not a secret. We're okay. Ooh, was worried there. Was worried that a secret was being exposed. Hello and welcome. I'm currently reviewing CodeRabbit AI. If you've just joined, been writing a lot of code and kind of just submitting it to the main branch, and I figured I need a review process, so I'm trying out this new tooling. Here's their website, koderabbit.ai. You can log in with your GitHub and give permission to your repos, and then when you raise PRs, it submits all sorts of cool stuff. So, including a poem, which was very nice. I enjoyed that very much. So, it's recommended that I got a spelling mistake, which is fine, and then it's saying I could maybe do something better with the way that I get the environment variables, which I don't disagree with. I just don't think it's important right now. And if a developer had said this, I would say the same to them. I would say like, yeah, sure, but like, there's a lot of stuff that needs doing. I don't think working on this is the most relevant thing to do. So, oh, more nitpicks. Try go private. Declaration by promoting to job level and go private is being set globally via GitHub and again in each step to reduce duplication on risk of divergence, considering defining it once at a job level. I think I'm willing to give that a shot. So it's saying on the runs on. I can just do it there. And then I can get rid of it. There. And there. Okay. Let's try that. Follow koderabbit.ai advice on defining a higher level environment variable across multiple steps. And I'm probably going to merge this after because I want to just get some logs. I want to get some logging going. I don't want to keep messing around. So I'm sure, because I think this dry go private thing, I think I could apply elsewhere, to be honest. But let's see if it works, and then let's try and achieve the thing that I was trying to achieve. Ooh. I've been thinking. I've been thinking about gamifying my fluid intake. I like to take like multivitamins and stuff every day because I don't have the best of diets, and I've been thinking as well of like having something on stream, so when I've taken my vitamins, I can like cross it off as one of like my dailies and like keep track of like my water consumption and all of that stuff, and like kind of just gamify it, you know, like. But I don't know. I don't know. It's just an idea. Maybe that's what I'm going to spend the rest of today doing. I don't know. I don't know. Like, kind of open to anything really, you know. Like, just happy being creative, doing a bit of programming. Again, I do have some things I need to do this afternoon, so I can't. Sadly, I can't be with you guys all day. But if I could, I would. You know. If I could, I would. What is Code Rabbit doing? Is it still? I feel like I'm probably going to end up falling in love with Code Rabbit. So I'm currently using the free trial, and I think I'm going to like it. I've already liked what it's told me so far. I don't know what this means. Is this just context of? How's the volume? Is it like, is the music too loud? Is it too quiet? Am I too loud? Am I too quiet? Usually I'm too quiet. Like, usually I'm too quiet. Okay, this is done. What? Duplicate comments. I saw that later. Yeah, cool. Let's rebase and merge that. So I've also as well, so I mentioned I'd been doing some work off stream, and one of the things I've been doing off stream is I've been updating my build process. So originally, you'll probably remember, my build process was I would merge code onto main, I would then version the code manually. That would then trigger a GitHub action which would build the Docker images and then push the Docker images, and then it would become a manual step of basically logging into my home server, updating the code that was running there, and then pushing those images from the GitHub container registry to the Google Cloud container registry, artifact registry. Get the names mixed up. It's all the same thing. But what I did was, using AI, I updated this so that I have my reservations about this, but it works currently, and I've not seen it break yet. So big fingers crossed that. So basically, when I merge to main, it will automatically trigger a build that creates a git tag based on the next patch version that's available based off the semvar of the versioning of the repository. It also does this nonsense about configuring the GitHub or the Git client to use HTTPS with a personal access token from GitHub when fetching code, when doing code get, which means I can build with my private repo. This private repo, I'm just going to show you, it's like, it's so minor. Like, I've called it corelib, and at the moment it's just got a HTTP directory, and all it has is the cause function that I've used everywhere because I'm lazy and I just want to copy. I've been copying and pasting it, and then the static file handler that uses the file system library as part of the Go standard library, but also kind of augments it to also work with a not found handler. That's all that's in here, and it's caused me all of this grief of having to revisit every GitHub action to make sure that the repo and the action has permission to retrieve those 2 bits of code. Maybe one day it'll be worth it. Maybe when I've built like 400,000 Golang applications under Velosoft and we need a high degree of code reusability, maybe. But right now, it seems unnecessary. But anyway, this looks like it's built. If we go in here, calculate next version, should be 0.5.13. If we go here, oh, there we go, 0.513, or maybe release for 0.513. Cool, fantastic. What it's also done is, so I've updated this, and one of the other things I've done is basically make sure that the GitHub Actions have Google Cloud Service accounts, so they can log into the gcloud command line utility, so that they can push to the artifact registry, and then this project needs updating because it doesn't update the application code. So if we go to here and then we go look at deploy.stream.fellasoft.com. Oh, we don't want to see that. Oh, okay, that's Alright, let's just trigger that while we're here. I think I missed something. Like, before we get to that thread, let's just have a look. So now I should, if I do docker ps, I'm running on my home server now, so I can see that the latest version of chatbot is running. It's called stream chatbot, so I should just be able to do docker log -- follow, and I just put stream chatbot. Okay, nice. So if I say hello chatbot and I send this to the Twitch chat, nice, I'm getting logs now. It should be a lot easier now to tell if this is working. Cool, excellent. So the next thread that just unveiled itself. Am I actually updating the application code that runs this website? So stream.fellasoft.com is actually a Google Cloud Run function. Okay, it did get updated. Oh, maybe I missed. Gcloud. Ah, it's right at the bottom here. Gcloud run servers update stream. Yeah, okay, alright. So yeah, so that's all good. Mission complete. Mission complete. Thank you very much for joining me on that. A little adventure of just trying to add logs to my chatbot. But we did get to use CodeRabbit, which was pretty cool. Okay, so I'm going to do what it said. It suggested doing that there, which means I can get rid of this GoPro and this one and this one. Nice. Okay. I've got to make this bigger for you, haven't I? There we go. Yeah, that pull one changes. Yeah, cleaner. Release action, git / pop. stop.